Coach, you guys did it. They're getting closer to the goal that you guys at hand. This Newburyport, they kept chipping away every time you guys had a big lead, but you guys stayed poised
Yes.
and maintained that lead even when they cut the lead down to single digits.
Yep.
I mean, talk about their maturity and their growth throughout the season.
A lot of maturity and growth throughout the season. Battle tested. We've had some tough games, man. We played like Lynn English. I'm thinking about like Lynn English. We played Brookline, CM, Needham, the Burke 3 times, New Mission. We had a lot of Wareham, right? Teams that are still in it, right? And so playing those games early, we had some success early. We lost a couple games, which are great because we just like to go back and see where can we do better. Even in a win like this, we're not like satisfied. There was a lot of things that we're like, we got to get better at this and better at that. And so, the growth comes in like us being veterans to this and being older and wiser. And we know, like, look, we understand. We don't, especially him, you'll never see him celebrate. Because we will celebrate when it's all said and done. Right. We have a bigger goal at hand. And so we've been trying to impart that on them every step of the way. And so the maturity and the growth that you're seeing is what we're trying to do as mentors and as guides. That's our responsibility, and so we're happy that it's shining through.
Usually when you talk about your team, the Jays get the they get a lot of the attention. But today, Trey and DeMonte really stepped up. Trey early on, getting you guys on the scoreboard early, and then even in the second half, he was attacking the offensive glass, and then DeMonte with his shooting. I mean, Trey's been one of those guys you've been hard on all year, but I mean, just how he's putting it all together at the right time.
Absolutely. We're hard on all of these guys because our expectations are up here for them in life, as people, as students, and as athletes. And, I'm glad you pointed out Trey because he had a great game, and we needed that energy because, we put it on him like, come on, we want this group, like that group, like our bigs, we want those guys. And if we get those guys playing at a high level, now, come on, look how scary could that be? And so today I'm happy for Trey. It was a great for him because he's been working his butt off. He's been working, we have 9 new guys. Trey's a new guy. And I think from where he was being a really key player on his old team, on this team, he's had to take a different role, and we're trying to find where the best to put him, and where he's going to be most successful. And so he's been playing in this role all year, and tonight was we needed it, and he stepped up. And DeMonte, I can't speak enough about the blessing that fell into our lap this year. I did not even know he was going to come to our school, and to have him at our school and to have his leadership as a senior, his experience from being in the locker room with Malden Catholic, to his shooting ability, his basketball ability. He's been a great leader for us. He stepped right in, and he's not afraid to kind of be a leader and talk to these guys and call them out and hold them to higher standards as well. And it's been a blessing. I can't speak enough about having him in our program, both guys in our program.
You last year you said, going into the off season, all these summer leagues, all fall leagues, you said your team has unfinished business because you were there last year. Were close, had a big lead, it got away from you guys. Yes. But what did you learn from last year that you thought will help you guys coming into this Final Four matchup, you guys against Oakmont or Taconic?
We pride ourselves on constantly just learning, no matter what, good, bad, ups, downs, wins, losses. And the greatest lessons come from your losses.
That's right. That's why they're lessons.
You realize what you didn't do and what you could have done and what worked and what you can keep and what you need to change. And guess what? He and I looked at each other and he said, I needed to be there more. And I'm I needed to do more. And this year, one thing, when I shout this gentleman out, when I shout Coach Chill out, he is a mentor to me. He's a role model to me. He's somebody I look up to, and I watch how he handles himself every day with his family, with his business, and how he does with the community. Yeah. And I kid you not, I don't understand why somebody wouldn't be he's the blueprint. He's been a blueprint for me. And so, we're constantly looking at each other and saying, what could we have done better? And at the end of the year, he legitimately came to me and said, that was my fault. And I'm they play, I coach. No, and you know what I said, though? It was my fault, too. I always say there's times I feel like, I left stuff on the table. All those years we could have won championships, and we felt like we had teams to do it. But what could we have done better? So you're talking to two men right here who lead by example, who start with themselves first, and then they bring it into the other guys. And so we started with ourselves first. We stepped what we had to do up, and then we implemented in those guys. And to have 9 new guys, only 3 varsity guys that got good minutes on this team, and for us to do what we're doing, that's a testament to like what we've learned and how we're putting it all together.
All right. Lastly, you just talked about community. There was a lot of Charlestown alums, a lot of former players here. Just the whole Charlestown community came in to support these guys, and it's been like that this whole season. Whether you guys are at home or on the road, I mean, how big is that just for these young guys, for the young guys, not for your seasoned guys, but for the young guys to see that support from the community and the whole Charlestown school?
Absolutely. What I like to think about our Charlestown tradition, you think about like the Celtics. They got a rich championship pedigree, right? So all those old Celtics, you can imagine, I remember when KG was talking about, meeting Bill Russell and like, hey, I want to get a ring and I want to be a part of this legacy. I think of like Duke University, right? You think of a legacy and a brotherhood. When I think about Charlestown basketball, and I think about the guys that I were around, Sean Brown, Ed Walker, Ant Walker, these are guys I play with. Then you got Tony Lee and Andrew Angus and Corey Barson and El Ray Taylor, rest his soul, and Richard Jones, Basil Wadge. You got Derek Coleman. You got Paul Beckles. You got Ridley Johnson, Jason White. Like, you got an unbelievable brotherhood and legacy. You got Jack O'Brien and Coach Zach Zagorowski. You got these guys that have done it at unbelievable levels, and that's the pedigree that they're a part of. So, like, we've taken the opportunity as much as we can to get those guys into the gym and getting to know who they are. And when they walk in, we're like, that's a C-Town legend. Look at his jersey. Look at his words. Or look at his name on the banners. And we say, look at those banners. And then we look at, I took that same idea, and our brotherhood extends past Charlestown right into Brighton. Brighton alum. Then I didn't even know that until we got there. Then we got there, Brighton alum. We built it up. Now you got you got Charlie Ned, and you got Jordan Galloway, you got Tyrone Perry, you got Johnny Ortiz, Gerard Clark. You got these guys that are just like paved the way, and it's a brotherhood. And so when you ask about community, I made a big deal. When we first got to Brighton, we wanted to get the community involved. Right. We got back to Charlestown, we want to get the community involved, get the alumni involved. Again, I learned from this man. Every year he does summer tournament, basketball tournament for free, feeds the community, gives back to the community for over 30 years. I look at that and say, how do I also serve our community? And again, I mean, this guy is just a role model to me. He's a mentor to me. And whatever you're seeing, it's a combination that we put together. I steal some ideas from him, some mindsets from him, and then we just go and implement it.
Coach, you have 2 more wins until the goal is complete. Good luck in the Final Four matchup. Yep. And, I'll be there.
Well, listen, man, we appreciate you, man. I love what you're doing, Mukala. You're around the whole state, man. You go and you give everybody love, and, you give them their flowers. I want to give you your flowers. Thank you for all that you're doing, man. Keep it up.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I ain't going to drive to wear him again, though.
All right, man.
Y'all be good, man.
All right.